Griffith here. I wanted to take just a few minutes to talk to you about gratitude, because gratitude is probably one of the most powerful emotions that we have, that we can use to change things in our life. You know, we as a society have a paradigm that says, I'll be happy once I'm successful, or I'll be happy once this happens in my life, or I'll be happy when I have a. But actually, happiness doesn't work that way. It's actually the other way around. So if you took steps to support your happiness right now, as your life is right now, you would garner more happiness, you would garner more success, and you would open yourself up to manifest the things that you want. Because here's what happens. When you decide that you're going to be happy when you achieve that thing, you are constantly pushing your happiness out onto the horizon of your life. And your brain never gets to feel that happy state of being. And isn't that what life is all about? Is enjoying it and being happy? Yeah, I think that's exactly what it's about. So let's change the paradigm. Let's be happy first. Now, how do you do that? How do you support your happiness? By using the most powerful tool you have in your arsenal, gratitude, being thankful and appreciating all the good things that you have in your life right now. If you're grateful, you become optimistic. And if you're optimistic, you see your life through a positive lens and you expect good things to come to you. Do you feel the shift there in that idea? Oh, there's a little wasp coming after me. Hold, please. Oh, go away, thank you. Forgive the interruption. Where was I? Oh, okay. So how do you support your emotion of gratitude? How do you generate that feeling? Well, about 7, 8, 9 years ago, I started a gratitude journal, and it's incredible. Every day, if you list in a journal 10 things for which you're grateful, you'll start to feel a shift. You know, there have been happiness studies that show gratitude really does support happiness, and they suggest that you start with 3. So if you find that 10 is too difficult, well, by all means, do 3. But you gotta be sincere about it. You can't just write down a list of things that you go, okay, I'm going to be grateful for my house, and I'm going to be grateful for my husband. You got to take the time to feel the gratitude. Like, what would your life be like if you didn't have that roof over your head? Because that will certainly make you feel grateful for your house, right? Even if you don't like it. Who wants to sleep outside on the street? So, start a gratitude journal. The one thing that I noticed when I started, and I was very cynical when I began, it only took about 7 days for me to feel a shift in my life, to feel better about where I was going, to feel more optimistic about what was coming my way, to feel like there was hope. Gratitude was magnificent for me in that way, and it can do that for you too, because here's how it works. Gratitude will change your focus, and the change of focus, or also known as a change in perception, a change in focus is what your brain needs. You see, you are bombarded every day with like thousands, like 50,000, 70,000, I forget the exact number, of stimuli coming into your world, into your proximity. And there's so many of them that your brain cannot sort them all. So there's a part of your brain called the reticular activating system. And that little RAS has a job, and it's to sift and sort all the stimuli and to decide what your brain is going to point out to you. And it decides what it's going to show you based on what you focus on. So if you spend your day focused on all the things you don't have in your life, the job you hate, the fight you had with your husband, the car you have to drive because it breaks down all the time, the kids that don't get along, the bills that go unpaid, if those are the things that you are focused on, then that part of your brain, your RAS, is going to point out to you all kinds of evidence in your life to support those feelings and those thoughts. But if you shift your focus to all the good things that you have in your life, and you feel the gratitude that your legs work, that the sun is shining, that you could see color, that you have food on your table, and when you turn the key in the car, it starts and it gets you where you're going. You can feel gratitude for the cream in your coffee, for the steak you had for dinner last night, and for your best friend who wakes up in the middle of the night to hold your hand and give you a verbal hug when your heart is aching. There's always something to be grateful for. And as you go through this process, your brain is going to shift. It's going to create new neural pathways. And in the creation of those neural pathways, your focus will shift. And as you start focusing on the good, that brain, that RAS, is going to show you all the evidence to show you and point out to you the good things that are happening in your life. I kind of didn't say that very well, but you get it, right? I want to take a second and just talk to you about what happens to you if you are a chronic stress person. You know, I coached a lot of students who felt like if they weren't stressed, that they weren't going to be at the top of their game. And we as adults, I mean, once we're out in the world, we go to work in a job that's stressful, it's pressurized, and it feels like we never get away from it, like it's always there. And what happens is, when you are stressed, your body has a thing called the parasympathetic nervous system. And the parasympathetic now I don't know if I can say it. The parasympathetic nervous system, there we go, is where your fight or flight response lives. So it's like the deer grazing along in the meadow, and she's happy and she's calm, but all of a sudden she's sensing a danger, like over there is a pack of coyotes that want to get her, and her parasympathetic nervous system kicks in and her fight or flight takes off and she runs until she's free of danger. And what happens when that instinct kicks in is your body starts pumping out all the stress hormones like epinephrine and norepinephrine and cortisol. And it's meant to help you survive so you can run away from the saber-toothed tiger from when you were a caveman. It's so the deer can run away from the pack of coyotes. But the difference between us and the deer is that the deer, when she has freed herself from the danger, is going to go right back to a state of homeostasis. Her sympathetic nervous system will reactivate and tell her body it's okay to calm down. It's okay to breathe. It's okay to relax. And she goes on. We don't do that. we have a fight with a coworker and we get all up in it and we have all the stress hormones raging and we relive it over and over and over again, and we're constantly activating it. And that has long-term physical effects. One, it's not good for your brain. It will actually shut down your brain and cause you to forget things that you should remember. It actually blocks your ability to remember things that you know. So gratitude can help you balance and achieve that state of equilibrium, that you don't have to be stressed. You don't have to live in that state. So let me go on from that. I kind of digress talking about the deer because I love the story about the deer, right? Gratitude makes people nicer. It makes them friendlier, more compassionate. Grateful people have more social capital. They make friends easier, and they have deeper, more long-lasting relationships. And there are a lot of physical benefits to being grateful, to live in a state of gratitude, because it can be a mood you're in. It can be a lifestyle. It can be more than just the list. If you're feeling in a state of gratitude, if that's your state of being, you're going to be less likely to go to the doctor. It lowers blood pressure. It lessens the chance that you would ever suffer from PTSD. And most people who are grateful have a much lower chance of developing a mental disorder. So there's physical benefits to gratitude as well. And it makes us more trustworthy. And one of the best things that I like about gratitude is it elevates your self-esteem. It will actually make you feel better about yourself. And we could all use that, right? And it's not just about ignoring negative feelings. That's not it at all, because we know that they're going to be there. But it's going to make us more resilient. So when you come up against a failure or a challenge or an obstacle, gratitude can actually be the power that helps you to step back and change your perception, to look at the situation and find the good in it, to find the solution in it, to find the way out of it, over it, or through it. So here's happiness in a nutshell. Take advantage of the powerful tool you have in gratitude. Because when you're grateful, you become more optimistic. And when you're more optimistic, you expect that trend to continue. And as that trend continues, you become more grateful, which becomes a loop that feeds on itself, because when you become more grateful, now you're more optimistic and you expect that trend to continue, and you become more grateful and now you're more optimistic and you expect that trend to continue, and you're on, and now you're living in a state of gratitude and a well-being of happiness. And it's magnificent. And you know, gratitude doesn't have to be a knee-jerk response to something that has come to you. No, you can be grateful right now for all the good that is coming in your life. Be grateful in advance for the great dinner you're going to have with your family tonight. Be grateful in advance for the new job that you're going to get when you find it. Be grateful in advance for all the good, the new friends, the celebrations, the everything that is coming to you and isn't yet here. You can be grateful in advance, which I think is really a cool thing to do. So, I leave you with this. Live in a state of gratitude. Be happy, grateful, and optimistic. Bye.